A very good evening to each one of you present here. I hope my voice is audible to everyone. Just type a yes in the chat box if my voice is audible. Okay, so welcome to another webinar by none other than Hackersvilla, and today we are having the session on information gathering, right? जो लिनक्स वगैरह के सेशंस थे कल हमने बग बाउंटी किया था और परसों हमारा सिस्टम हैकिंग का था उससे पहले पर्टिकुलरली लिनक्स का सेशन रखा था right we are conducting a daily session series till 24th. So today's topic is information gathering and I hope you all were aware of the same thing कि आज का topic information gathering होने वाला है. Right, so let's start with a little bit of interaction and once we have streamed on the YouTube as well and जो लोग का मतलब यहाँ पे 100 होने वाले हैं अभी अप्रोक्सीमेटली 96 या 97 पार्टिसिपेंट्स है टोटल सो 3-4 और आएंगे तो 100 हो जाएगा तो और कोई अगर बाद में नहीं कर पाता है ज्वाइन या फिर किसी का एग्जिट हो गया किसी नेटवर्क इशू की वजह से या फिर वो दोबारा री एंटर नहीं कर पा रहा है तो वी हैव आल्सो पोस्टेड द यूट्यूब लिंक ऑन द व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप इटसेल्फ तो यूट्यूब पे भी लाइव स्ट्रीम हो रहा है यहीं से गूगल मीट से सो यू कैन ज्वाइन देयर एज वेल ओके Also, so let's start with the interaction. How many of you are here for the very first time? I mean, any webinar by Hackerzilla, you are attending for the very, very first time. Type me in the chat box. So I see most of the people are attending for the very first time. Also, type in the chat box whether you are a beginner in ethical hacking, cybersecurity, intermediary, or an advanced person. So I see 80% of the people present here are beginners. So yes, this session is gonna be the beginner oriented one. So you need not worry about the same. The people who are intermediary and feels like or the pro in the topics, they may feel that yes, they know the things, but yes, you may learn something new as well, right? So do try to attend the session till the end, right? And I hope you are here to learn something new itself. Cool. So, since most of the people are here for the very first time, I would like to introduce you people with the mentor for today. He's none other than Sanjay Singh, and he's having the experience of approximately 6 to 7 years into the field of ethical hacking and cybersecurity itself. Along with that, he has worked with the major ethical hackers and the top ethical hackers of India itself, and also in brands like Upgrad too. Okay, so he is one of the favorite mentors. जितने जाने पहले के sessions attend करते हैं, they actually know how well he teaches and how well he respond to your queries. So you can type in the chat box whenever you feel like that you are having any of the queries, and you will be able to understand your solution that will be given by him itself. So it's 6-6, and we can start today's session on information gathering. And all the best to everyone. Over to Sanjay sir.
Okay, a very good evening to one and all present over here. I guess my voice is audible to everybody in people who are on YouTube and people who are currently listening uh, in the Google Meet. Please type in with a yes that my voice is audible to everyone over here, right? And you could listen me well. Okay, so very good. Everyone is able to listen on YouTube as well, and we are just starting with the session, right? So first of all, before starting the session, right, we'll be having the session on information gathering, and information gathering. Let's just talk about it a bit, right? So what is information gathering, right? Information gathering is a process where you will be able to gather as much information as you can. People who are here from past webinars know that we have conducted webinars where we are hacking into some website, or we are hacking into some server, or we are hacking a person, right? We have done social engineering sessions as well in the past. But the most important step is information gathering, and we conduct 1 to 2 sessions on information gathering as well in a month, right? So today we'll be going on to information gathering and reconnaissance, that how we can take gather that much information that is necessary, that I want to hack, and obviously the people I want to hack, or the people, or the website that I want to hack. How will I get all that information, right? So when you're going into this information gathering business, obviously you have to have install many of the tools that are available on internet, and you have to just go through many of the tools that are available on Kali Linux presently, right? But there are some tools, right? There are some things, there are some write-ups that people write on Medium, people write on GitHub, people upload the tools on GitHub. How do we know that what tools are being uploaded on GitHub? Every day there is new cyber attack. Every day people are making new vulnerabilities, creating new, finding new vulnerabilities and creating new patches. How do I know that what is happening in the cybersecurity world? How do I know that this bug is not fixed, and this bug is fixed, and this bug is the bug that I have to go on with, right? So what we are doing, we are having a Discord channel currently, and on that Discord channel you can find out everything that we are giving right now. We are giving everything. Let me just paste the Discord channel link over to the meet as well, right? So you can just see this the Discord channel link in the Google Meet as well, and we are sending it on YouTube as well, right? So people here who are here can just click on the link and just install download the Discord if you are not having, right? And let me also present my screen so that you can see that what we are having on a Discord channel. Obviously joining Discord is a must thing. Why? Because you'll be getting many things. We are having more than 800 people in our community right now, right? And every time you will be here, you can ask some questions, you can ask your doubts if you want, right? And you have different other things that you can do, right? So we are having these write-ups, obviously, where you'll be getting a lot of thing to gather information, right? Where you'll be getting this resources, where all the resources or all the tools that are being uploaded on GitHub and that are very new, that seems fit to us. We just upload all the things here so that you can get that thing, everything for free, and everything sorted out, that where to look for all these videos and all these tutorials, right? So this video is also going on to YouTube. The groups have the link in case you are missing the session, or in case you missed the session after 30-40 minutes, right? You can just join the YouTube. The video will be deleted at 12 midnight, so the whole recording of this session will be there till 12 a.m. only, till today, right? So here is the everything. In case you want to gather on events, like people do ask that what are the other events that we are going to do. So we are organizing this webinar series till 24th, right? Tomorrow we'll be going on to with Linux, how to install Linux, and we'll be carrying on with Linux, and installing Linux and some hands-on to Linux. So you can just go to the meetings option, right, or the event option. Will be updating here soon, right, by tonight, that what are the events that are being conducted on 23 and 24, obviously. So you can just join the meet directly clicking on this link as well, right? So everything is on Discord, and let's just close the Discord channel right now, and let's go on and move further what we are going to do in today's session. So we have around 90 playbacks on YouTube currently, and this session Google Meet have currently 95 people, right? Is this session recorded? This session is being recorded, and the session is being broadcasted live on YouTube, will be deleted by 12 a.m. today, right? So let's move forward and let's see what we are going to do. So information gathering is a thing that is the very first step of any kind of hacking if you want to do, right? So you want to hack into website, you want to do bug bounty hunting, you want to do system hacking, you want to hack a particular person, you want to hack Facebook, you want to hack Instagrams, you want to hack Wi-Fi, you want to hack any sort of thing in the world. You need to have the information that is required to hack that particular target, right? So what information you require, you need some of the information that is publicly available, number one. Number two, you need information that is not publicly available. You need information that is basically you can have some things with, right? For example, if I just talk about it, you need information regarding regarding let's say that if I'm hacking into a website, right? So what information do I need? I need the IP address of that particular website. I need that what other sort of things that that website is running on. What is the DNS server? What is the name of that server? What is the technologies that that website is basically running on? What is the programming language that that website has been written on, right? What are the ports that are open on currently in the website or in the server? What is the basically operating system of the server, right? And what is basically the thing that that we can say, we with the list of users, if there is any blog, just go through the blog and check out what is the description, what is who's writing what blog, right? And we have to find some links, right, where I can just visit some URLs where is some there if there is some login panel, we can hack through it. So we need information about the target, right? If you want to hack a particular person, if you want to hack a particular Windows, right? If you want to hack somebody's Windows session, if you want to hack somebody's Android, you really need their IP addresses, right? So obviously you need the IP addresses, you need port scanning, what ports they have open. So you have to scan the information first, right? If you want to hack a Facebook, you need the person's email, आपको उसका email चाहिए, you need the phone number, right? And you need date of birth, right? So you need some normal information, ठीक है? And you need these kind of things. You need to know what is the relationship of that particular person. Is he single? Is he committed? Right? So everything, when you're getting everything, that is the point when you will be getting many things, and obviously you will be able to hack into that particular account. So how do I go with that thing? How do I see that what are the other things that I will be needing, and how I can just move ahead with this thing, right? So first of all, let's take that I am attacking a particular person, right? So let's see that if I'm attacking a particular person, let me open my Facebook, right? So that is my facebook.com I'll be opening, and then let me open a profile of one of my very good friend, very good school friend basically. And this is the basic profile of my friend, right? His name is Shodan, and we can see that he's having 33 mutual friends with me currently, and I can see some of the information that he's currently using, right? And if you figure out what information he's using, you can check out that the information that I can see here, is it that where he lives in? Obviously that is a fake location, right? And then I can see the relationship status over here, right? Although some people do prefer to stay single on the internet world, on the social world, but 90%, 80 to 90% of the people on internet likes and they want to just update their statuses on internet, that yeah, I'm in a complicated relationship with this person, I'm in a relationship with this person, in love with this, doing that, and people post check-ins, right? And Facebook is the largest medium where you can get the data, right? And if not from Facebook, you can get the data from where? From Instagram. Obviously people are uploading reels where they are going, people are uploading their videos, their photos, everything, tagging, even telling you the location where they are currently, right? People do ask me that I want to track this person's location, how do I do that, right? You don't need to just to go to that person's Instagram and just see the post, you will be seeing the location where that person is, right? And just send him Snapchat request, right? People are sending snaps location, right? And obviously you can get a lot of information that is public currently, right? So even if I visit to this profile that is currently having some of the fake data, but still I can get so much of this data. What data I'm currently getting? Currently I'm getting that this person is kind of single, okay, no issues. Maybe possible that he must be in a relationship, right? And if he is in a relationship, there are 90% chances that his password must contain his partner's name as well, or the date of birth, right? Most of the people, what we tend to do, we are Indian people, obviously. If you talk about that Indian mind, how do scammers and how do hackers do hack us? Because our password is really easy to guess, right? Randomness is that particular thing that I can talk about. I can talk about it for hours, because randomness is something that we need to have in our passwords. But what we do, we are just going to have a password that is really not not should be not there, because that password is very easy to crack. For example, if I'm talking about a general person, right here, if I scroll down, I can see that this person have not uploaded a date of birth here, right, because of privacy concerns. But if I go down in the wall, right, I can see that this person, when the birthday came, many of the people must have wished this particular person, and I can see wish you very happy birthday, and I can see one more name here, right, and this particular person is having the second name as well. So I can see the second name here, and I can see the date of birth is 14th May, right? So I can see here he was born on 14th May. I still don't know the year, but with the image I can also just try to put some random years, and I can see what is the age. But here we can just see that 14th May is the birth date, and we can even see that 14th May we have one another wish, right? So we can see that what the data being present over here, right? And if I just talk about the password, right, this person would be having the password something like this, right? So let me go over here, and if I can just talk about this person is names is this, right? Maybe possible iska the person have the second name as this. The email ID of that particular person could be this, right? The email ID could be this. I'm just guessing, I'm not knowing about it, right? And if I say that this person is, the date of birth of this person is 14th May, right, what this person must be doing, this person must be having the password something like this, 1405, right? So 1405 must be a very valuable number for this person, and I can see this is a kind of template used by people in India, right? They are just using their names, and then they are just having this special character that could be a asterisk, ampersand, or dollar sign. But I guess most of the people don't use all these kind of passwords, and somebody, some people would also be here who have the password like this, 12345. They are having just their name and at the rate 12345, a random number, not just a random number, a bit of strings, bit of characters that are in sequence, right? And some people would be having their phone number in the end, right? So you can see how vulnerable people are, right? Give me a yes if I am talking, right, if you people agree with me that I am talking this is a very easy step where people could hack into password, right? So one of my friend was there when I was in college, and one of my very good friend was there, and she had her name, and she had her Snapchat account, she had her Instagram account. So let's just imagine that her name was let's say this, right? So let's say her name is this, and I just went into hacking her account. What did I do? I just went through her Instagram profile, and I just typed the name like this, and I just typed @ and then I typed the date of birth of her boyfriend. And obviously when I typed her boyfriend's date of birth, obviously I got the access, right? And when I went to Snapchat account, my first try was basically this, right? Her first name and her last name, and when I tried this, I got the access to her Snapchat account as well, right? So you can see that although she was my kind of close friend, so I did tell her that her account was so vulnerable to all these kind of phishing attacks, or any kind of social media engineering that she could be in, right? So people are just finding a lot of data, right? And when we were in school time, so what I was able to do, how I was able to hack into some person's profile, I would just go through the security questions that were asked in recovering the account, and I would generally go to my friends, or generally go to some people who I don't know, but I know their email ID and I know the security question. I start just a random topic with that particular person, and bring in that particular question that person's answer, right? And that person just answers that question. I go home, and after going home I typed that particular answer, and voila, I got inside the email, I got inside their Facebook accounts, right? So that was really easy at that time, and even that is really easy today, because today's world is really digital, and going around all kind of social profiles, I could find a lot of data that is lying over there, right? What more I can do, you can see that I'm having this username here, right? How this username could help me, I could just scan that where this username is being used again, right? What are the other social media handles that this person is using with this particular username? And I could scan the Twitter profile if he is having, I could scan the Instagram profile if he is having, I could scan any other LinkedIn profile if he is having, so that I can get some relevant information about it particular person. And in case I got one phone number, I could call him, right? And I could have a wishing attack, that is a voice solicitation attack, where you just get to that particular person, call that particular person and just say, hi भैया मैं पेटीएम से बात कर रहा हूँ, एंड आपके बैंक से ऐसे ऐसे जो पैसे हैं वो ट्रांसफर हुए थे, वी नीडेड सम कंफर्मेशन, आपका नाम ये है, आपका ईमेल ये है, एंड दैट पर्सन वुड बी सेइंग yes, okay, right? People don't know that people are calling from where. If you're just saying that I'm calling from Paytm, they would be answering. If you're saying that I am from Punjab National Bank, right? What are the chances that they would be denying that you are from Punjab National Bank? Obviously, they would be answering your call, right? So that's how people are currently doing. You know what people are doing? Your bank has been credited with 150 rupees. I got this message yesterday. Your bank has been credited with 150 rupees. Click here to redeem, or click here to check your balance now. And that message was not even saying what bank name, which bank name. It just had one, the link, that if I clicked on that link, my whole location, my IP and everything would get leaked, right? So obviously that's how people are just taking access. People are just getting into our machines, right? So the victims are basically us, right? And the people who are giving all the data to those particular scammers are us only, right? That is currently our stupidity, right? Number one, the universe is infinite. Number two, the stupidity that we people are having is infinite in this world currently, right? So how do I do, what do I do of this particular username, right? We are here to check on that, how I can just recon this particular person, or how I can gather much information about this particular person. So let's say that this is the username, or I'll be taking my username, let's say. So we are having one tool called as Sherlock. So we can just go into Sherlock, and not Sherlock TV series, but Sherlock on GitHub, right? So let's go on this Sherlock, and we can see that this Sherlock is tool that is currently present on GitHub, and you can go over to GitHub to find this particular tool, and you can click on this particular link to get the access to Sherlock. And obviously this is the whole tool that I just got, right? So the tool is here, and I can just download this tool very easily with one click, and obviously I can just use this thing particularly, right? So okay, somebody is saying on YouTube the stream is not clear. Please just go ahead in your settings and choose 720 pixels, right? We have reduced it from 1080 to 720 so that the speed is good for the stream, right? Just choose 720 pixel and it would be clear, right? So we got this here, right? We got this particular Sherlock code here. What I have to do, right? I won't be just using Linux right now, because this session is more focused on the beginners, more focused on the people, because 80% of you replied that you are complete beginners, and we want to show you something, that how, even if you don't know what is Linux, right? Even if you don't know how you can access Linux and how you can download these particular tools and how you can use these particular tools, you can use Linux completely on your system, right? You can use Linux completely on your browser. You don't even need to install Linux, right? Although that would be a temporary file, temporary Linux, but you will be having the access. You can use this particular tool if you want to, right? How you can do that? You can just go over to a new tab and just type in shell.cloud.google.com, right? So it's shell.cloud.google.com, and when you're going into this particular website, you will be opening a shell or a Linux terminal directly on your browser, right? So directly on your browser, you can just open it, and you can see that here we are getting the particular shell, right? And you can see we have got a shell here, and we got a terminal here, and I can do anything with this terminal, right? I want to do some system hacking, I can do it. I want to do something more, I can just directly do it. So that's how easy to open a Linux terminal if I want to, into directly into my machine, right? So let's say that I want to go ahead and I want to try this tool Sherlock, which would be just finding some profiles, right? Some profiles that is related to the same username, right? So let's just download this particular tool. For downloading it, I have to just copy this particular URL, and I have to just take this URL here, right? Just go into this cloud shell and type here. Let me just magnify so that you can see better. So here is our magnifier, and here you can see that we are having this particular thing, right? And what we want to do, we want to just go ahead and we want to type what we have want to type. We just want to type, let's say, git clone, right? So we'll be just typing git clone. Why git clone? Because we want to see, we want to download, we want to clone that particular code, right? And then give control V the code or the link that you have just copied. Press enter and done. Your code, your tool is now downloaded on your PC, right? On basically this particular shell. Click ls, just type ls to list the items, and we can see that Sherlock is currently here, that is currently downloaded. What I can do, I can just go into this directory, so cd Sherlock, and I am into my directory currently, right? And you can see I am in directory. You can just check out here the name, right? Then what I can do, I can just move on here. I can just say ls again, and you can see that I'm having these basically these files that I'm currently having. And if I just move more here, let me hide this, right? So you can see that we are having this requirements.txt currently, right? So if you are having this kind of requirements.txt in any file, you have to download some requirement for this particular thing, right? You have to download some Python requirements that is necessary. So to download Python requirements, what you have to do, you just have to type pip3 install r requirement, right? Or other way what we can do, right? If you think that I have known this code and I am just using these codes because I know how to use Linux, and you won't be able to do, let me show you the very beginner way, right? What I just have to do, I just have to go here, right? And I just have to go down here, and you can see that we have all the steps here, right? So cd Sherlock and ls, everything that we are having, what that we are doing is here, right? The codes are here. I can just copy paste. So this is the command that I was just typing right now, right? I was typing pip3 install r. That could also install, but this python 3 command would also install the requirements. So let's just copy it and let's move into our terminal, right? And let's just paste it. So I'm not doing anything that is not that I cannot do if I'm not a beginner, right? So just press enter and it would install all the requirements automatically. I just have to wait for 5 to 10 seconds here, and our requirements are done, right? What more we have to do, we have to move into Sherlock folder once again, and here we can just ls, and we can see that there is a file called as sherlock.py. Now I have to use this sherlock.py. How do I have to use? I just have to give it a python 3, right? Because I want to use python 3 to run this particular python file, and this python file is named as sherlock.py. So this is sherlock.py, right? And now I have to give it my username that I want to search for. For example, I can give it Sanjay Official here. Sanjay Official is my current official username, right? You can find me here. You can find me on LinkedIn and any other social profile with this username. So Sanjay Official, if I just do this right now, and what if, let's say that I want to get the information from hundreds of social media website this Sherlock is currently supporting. I can get every data about it, right, using just this tool. But I won't be going on with all the list because it would take a lot of time. It takes around 4 to 5 minutes. So let's have a timeout here so that it could just give me some only some things, right? It would just give me around 8 to 10 things and just end the code, right? So you can also do it if you just omit this timeout option, you will be getting a lot of results. But right now I have omitted because of time issues, right? And we can see that still I am getting this username on many of the big websites here, right? We can see the username is currently on Cap Friendly, the username is currently on Code Academy, the username is currently available on Facebook as well, right? I can visit this particular URL and check on that. Okay, this is the person, right? And this is you available on HackerRank. So if you want to check out HackerRank profile, here it is, right? And then we can see the profile is also on Spotify, the profile is on Steam community, it's on TradingView as well, it's on Trello as well, it's on Twitter as well. So here I can just click on and I can just check out, okay, this is the profile that this person is having, and at one go I can find these kind of things, right? So this is how Sherlock is being used, right? I can click on any of the link. For example, if I want to go into this hacker rank, so I would be just clicking on it and I would be launching hacker rank here in the new tab, right? So this is the current profile in the hacker rank that I just got. So that is the thing, and that is how I can just get some information regarding this thing. Can we use this in Terminux? Yes, Ananya, you can very well use this in Termux, and you can get this information very easily, right? So moving ahead, what we can do more, right? We can just go ahead and we can just see that what more things we are having. We are having, if you don't want to use this in terminal, and if you don't want to use shell.cloud.google.com, and you really don't want to learn what is Linux, right? So what we are having, one website that does the same thing for you, called as PQ, right? So you can just use PQ. And if your target is from outside, if your target is from username or some of the countries that is supported by this website, then you can find that particular person by the first name and last name as well, right? But India is currently not supported because names in India are not that much well structured or that much unique, right? So let's just go into username option and let's just search for this. So in the username option, I can give my username and it would start searching for my username, and obviously would give me a list of things where I can just use this particular tool. So obviously this particular tool would give me username, but not from that many options that Sherlock had. So this would be having some options, but not that much. This would be having just 10 to 15 options currently, right? And even the website is really loading slow. I don't know what is happening to this website. So here also you can just type in your username. It would show a box of username and you can just press go to find out the things, right? So let's say if I just got a Twitter profile, let's say if I am getting a Twitter profile and I want to just search for this Twitter profile, and I want that a report for that Twitter profile. There is a website called as Follower Wonk, right? So Follower Wonk. Now this Follower Wonk is a very good website when you want to analyze some Twitter profiles, right? It would just tell you what is going on with the Twitter profile, what is happening with that particular Twitter profile, how I am able to hack into that particular profile, right? So let's just go into this Follower Wonk and let's analyze Twitter followers directly, right? So what I have to do, I just have to give the username of Twitter. So that could be anything, and let's go on to mytwitter.com, and again I'll be taking one of my friends Twitter Twitter's example, and he is very active on Twitter, and obviously he retweets on many different things, right? So let's take this particular person, right? And he's a very good friend of mine, and let's take the username here, and let's just go over and paste the username here, right? Analyze the followers, do it, and it would analyze the whole profile and would be telling me that what is the things that what are some things that he likes doing on Twitter, right? Because on Twitter people are kind of free, and they kind of just you know retweet the things they like to know, right? So we are just getting the mindset of that particular person, right? So we can see that this particular person is active in the searches that are currently from USA, and in USA obviously not from the California part, but from the New York or Washington DC part. That means the more political part of United States, right? And then we can see there are some results that are from UK, right? And we can see there are some results from some countries over here. Then in India we have got some results from Maharashtra, I can say Maharashtra or Goa, right? And then some are here in the Iraq Iran section, right? And some are here as well, Right. So let's move down. Let's see what is the current report. So you can see there are some bar graphs as well, and we can see that if this person has to use a bio, right? So what would be that one word that he would be using for that? So we can say that news, author, host, and with these particular things, I can just know that the mentality of this person and how he would be thinking the things, what he does on Twitter, right? What he is using his social media for, right? So I can just use these particular keywords to define a dictionary with which I can use to hack into that particular profile. Right. So that's how people just go into and search for different things when hacking, when going to research about some of the things, some of the targets. If you want to go ahead, that's how you have to search about the things, right? So that is very cool, and we understood how this is done, and we understood how we can just use some of the websites which are really good at it and which can be used to hack a particular target. So what even more, what we can do, we could move on to have I been pawned, right? So let's say if I got one email ID, right? So we can just search it through have I been pawned. Now how many of you have used this have I been pawned website once? Have you used this particular website? Have you used to check your email that you have been owned or not, or you have been hacked or not, right? I guess most of the people must have used this website, because many of the people, gets hacked, and even my data, right? Even my data, when Domino's India got hacked, I got this particular data, right? So I can just open this particular thing, and you can see that we are having this format here, and we have to type a phone number or an email ID, right? So let's say that I'm just going on with my data, right? sanchayofficial@gmail.com. Just click on font, and you can see, oh no, font, right? So we can see that my data is currently okay. So my data is just got leaked in December 2021 again, right? And it's done through Aditya Birla Foundation Fashion and Retail, and I guess there is some company related to Aditya Birla Group, and obviously that company breached my data. What is the data that got breached, right? So you can see the data that got breached is email addresses, genders, income levels, right? And job titles, obviously, names, password, phone numbers, physical address, purchases, religion, situation, salutations, right? You can see a huge amount of data that could be used against me has been currently just got into this. 5.4 million unique email addresses were found, right? And even in Domino's India, my email address got there, right? So you can see that this is not having password anywhere, right? So the data that got released here is the password, but here is no password, right? What happens sometimes, that people whose data get hacked, right? For example, if my data got hacked into this Aditya Birla, and they are now having my email as well, and they are now having my password as well, right? So my username is here and my password is also here, right? And let's say that some of you got a random access to some data that is given by the hacker, right? From this 5.4 million unique emails, right? And you get to just that data, and you can see that what was my password. So you saw my password, right? And if you saw my password, you know that this password could be the password that is used by me in many other different domains, right? In many other different websites. So that's how hackers do this thing, and that was a very valid bug. And people bug bounty hunters were getting around $5,000 to $10,000 of bounty, because they were just directly hacking into CEOs, company CEOs email addresses, right? So that was a very problematic situation just 3 to 4 months back, that when this data was getting hacked a lot, right? There were some websites such as we give data, we provide data, we leak data, right? And those websites are currently banned now. We leak info, it was, right? So we leak info, and you can see this vleak.info.to. They have come up with a website here, and we can see this vleakinfo.com is here. And if I open some of the website, and you can see that domain, Caesar, this domain has been seized, right? The domain for vleak info has been seized by Federal Bureau of Investigation, because obviously that data was leaking, all the data that was going on. But we can see that they have come up with a new website here, vleakinfo.to, and I can just go over and I can buy some of the data that I want to, right? So you can see that how easy it is to go through that. I want to find email by password, I want to find username by password, I want to do anything. For example, I want to just go ahead and search for some different things. For example, I want to search for my email address, right? So let me just see that if my data is currently here or not. In case you are doing this, just try on your own risk, right? Because you should probably log in. Okay, so they are asking me to log in because they must be having some API calls, and they would be limiting me because they want me to purchase their products. I guess they must be having some of the, yeah, so they have pricing section over here, and you can see that I could buy the data here. So you can see by just purchasing $125 of their enterprise thing, right? I'll be getting a lifetime access to their website searches, right? And API access as well. I can find all the data here, and literally hackers do spend that much amount to find your data, right? So that's how people are finding the data and people are gathering all your data. So in case your data gets breached, do change your password, do change your emails, do change your username, so that nobody could then track you, right? Even if the data is here. Otherwise, if I can get your data here, I can use that particular password because I know that you are an Indian person. You won't be changing your password everywhere currently. So that's how useful to do this, right? So there is not only this vLeak info. We have many different websites, many different alternatives to vLeak info. We have many different things on dark web that are leaking our data. We have people who are selling the dark web data on, the selling our data on dark web on some onion sites that will be going through in our bootcamp this time, right? So obviously we can see that how much information is present in the internet, right? Not even this, if I want to go ahead and if I want to show you that my credit card information is also being leaked, I can just use Google Doc. I can just use in URL CVV, and we can just see that we got some CVV numbers here, right? So let's say that I'm opening CVV, let's say 2025 or 2022. Let's say that what we are having. So we can see that these are active, some of the active. Okay, they are having now on Pinterest as well, they are having on these blogs as well. So any kind of information that is leaking, right? Any kind of information that is currently leaking, any kind of data that has been leaked, right? All the credit card information or debit card information that has been leaked. For example, if I go here, you can check out that my purchases has been leaked here, and here if I can see, here are also my purchases has been leaked. So in purchases, they leak the payment method as well, right? If I have any card saved, and even if you guys have any credit card or debit card saved, and if once your data gets breached, yeah, right, there are lots of chances that I can just Google and get your credit card number to use, right? You can see that I'm getting all the reports. I can get the transaction level, everything, right, of that particular person, right? If I want to go ahead, we can just use this particular thing, right? Although these would be not a valid credit card number because they are on page 1 of Google and they must be already used, right? And these are basically used by all kind of carders over there, right? People who want to do carding and people who want to go into the world of carding, this is the first step that they do, right? So you can see people are having MasterCard, people are having this Visa, people are having this Visa again, right? Then a MasterCard again, and the expiry is also there with the card number, with CVV number as well, and with the name as well, right? So that's how I can just get this data, right? And there are there are checkers, there are other methods to check out that these cards are good or not. uh, People do generate bins, and also that's kind of a concept that was done into carding, but that's how easy to gather information from Google, right? So let me ask one more question, that if you want to download a presentation, let's say there is a situation where you want to give a presentation on ethical hacking, right? And what you are just resting around, and the time has gone, right? And you just have half an hour to have a presentation ready in your hands, right? And what you think that I'll be just going on to Google and downloading a presentation, editing it, and would be showing somebody else presentation as mine, right? So what is the search result that you will be typing on Google? Let me just see in the chat box, what is the search result that you will be typing on Google when you are finding that particular hacking presentation on Google. You would just want to download a hacking presentation from Google. Let me see in the chat box, please. एथिकल हैकिंग प्रेजेंटेशन ओके सो ऐसे करके मिल सकती है बट ऑब्वियसली मेजरली द प्रेजेंटेशन फाइल्स वोंट बी देयर राइट पीपल फ्रॉम यूट्यूब आर टाइपिंग दैट okay presentation download ethical hacking download okay so there are different things that you can do right so you what I can do right if I'm into this thing I would be just going on and I would be just going with this file type option right because this file type is the best option that I can currently get right so file type is the option that allows me to download a certain file for example I want to download a ppt file so what I'll be doing file type and then I would be giving up it a ppt right I could do pptx as well but I would be going for ppt currently and then I would be typing hacking so I would be getting all the presentations currently right nothing but the presentations that I'm just getting this is the way by which you could download mp3 this is the way by which you could download mp4 but the best part about is that you can download some files that are not meant to be downloaded right so what you can do you can just move over here you can just type pdf or you can just type document and the document must be containing the word password or confidential you can type any of the word and you can see all the documents that is containing the word password currently right so mainly there are for example there is right system replies straight password wrong during login and all the other things but when I was showing this around 2 to 3 months before in a webinar we got directly the passwords for you know Delhi police right so Delhi police the whole website of Delhi police was having this kind of thing right and let me just go here and type in Delhi police as well so that I can get the data from there right so the data was ranking on the first here right and I cannot see okay so this is kind of the thing and I can get all these things directly onto this delhipolice.nic.in was leaking the passwords for their official credentials of their servers of their Google Meets or sorry of their Zoom meets and everything right so that's how I could just go into and hack all these kind of things for example this is a document currently and if I open this documents get downloaded very easily I can open the downloaded document and read it but sometimes a document does not appear right sometimes a document gets deleted because it's a confidential thing but it is currently showing on Google what should I do I could just go over to this particular option here and I can use this cache button just a little secret I can use this cache button to get the file that has been deleted but still ranking on Google that here I am getting that particular email right or sorry that particular document that it gave me to download right so Google have already ranked the document here so I can just read the document here and through this particular cache trick we were able to get into Delhi Police's data here right so that's how I can just go ahead and I can just find out some of the passwords or some of the things right so even with that particular thing right I could just go ahead and take out some passwords take out some information sensitive information and what if I don't know what information do I need right I can just go over to Google hacking database right I can just move to Google hacking database so Google hacking database or short in GHDB in short right I can just go over here and I can just check out that all these are the basically dorks that I could use. So Pratham asks, there can also be a risk in downloading PDF or presentation. Yes, there is a risk in downloading a PDF or presentation. You could be hacked by directly downloading a PDF. But somebody who is having a PDF directly on their website and is ranked directly on Google, how can you say that this is a PDF that is uploaded by a hacker on that particular server? Because obviously that is a legit PDF made by some legit developers for themselves right so that is the thing okay so let's just say I want to find some passwords I can just go over to this quick search option to find the passwords otherwise I can just use this filter option to see what I want to do so I can just go into this category and I can see there are footholds there are web server detections there are vulnerable files vulnerable servers sensitive directories or what I could do password right so I'm just typing password and you can see that I am getting all the docs here that are currently here on that are working on Google and we can say file containing passwords right site control.com in text password. So this is kind of a Google Doc, right? That is that would just give me a password directly coming from control.com, right? So rentry.co in text password, pastebin.com admin password, right? Forgot password.php. So by this we will getting every website that is having forgot password link in that particular server, right? So that's how I can just find many different particular things, right? So GitLab index password index. So many people use this particular thing, right? If they want to go ahead and if they want to find bugs in GitLab, right? So that's how index of password WP content, a very good thing, right? So let me just copy it and let me just go over to Google and let me paste it over Google, right? So pasting it in the Google, it would be just telling me, it would be just showing me all the links that are having WP content folder leaked and having a password in their index, right? So let's just open this kind of thing, and you can see that password protected, there is a plugin called as password protected, and we are having the admin over here, right? I can go into this PHP, I can launch this PHP, I can download this PHP through wget command, and I can just check out what is the code running in this PHP currently, right? I could also just go over to any other website that could be having, for example, bulk password reset. This website is working, and this password is having a bulk password reset kind of directory in the web server. I can go over to anything and I can see, okay, there is nothing. But that's how you can just go into some servers and check out what that particular website is doing. So I can see that bulk password reset have directories having different years here, right? And let me also just delete this and let's see what we are getting. Okay, so we are getting some other things as well. We are getting some logs as well. That is the best part that I could get, right? Then static CSS and CCSS, right? And if I just open the website, what this website is, let's open the website as well. Let's see what this website does. So we can just open the website and we can also see the website is currently running on HTTPS. That is a good thing. So even though the website is pretty secure, but still we can just see some of the index listing that are currently coming from WordPress. I just found this through my Google Doc, right? Even I can specify the site option to find that particular thing for a specific site if I want to. And you can see this is the website that in the data that is the website that is leaking the data. So that's how I can just go over and check out, right? So even not only this, with this index of option I can find some other things as well. For example, I can just go over and find some of the tools, right? Let's say index of, and if I want to go ahead and if I want to find some Udemy courses, I can type in index of Udemy and I can see, okay, let's say here, let's go here, and there must be some other okay, so tag archives here. So we can see that all these websites that I'm currently opening is having Udemy coupons or either Udemy courses that I can currently get for free. I'll be just clicking on any of the course and the course gets downloaded, right? And if I want to if I want to download a movie, a web series or anything, I can just use this index of trick to do that. So Google is giving me many of the data, much of the data. I can also just go through Shodan, right? What is Shodan, right? Just that how I can find some documents that are lying on internet through Google. I can find some IoT devices that are connected through Shodan.io. This is a search engine for basically IoT devices, right? And with this particular website I can go over and I can just search for an IP address, I can search for a camera, I can search for many other different things. If you want to go with camera, right, you can also go on Google hacking database and type camera here. You will be also getting some Google Docs for seeing live camera as well, right? So in this Shodan, if I just go ahead and if I type, let's say there is a server, there is a cloud server, the best cloud server in the world, that is called as Redis database, right? So if I go into this Redis, and you can see that 41,000 clients are currently using this Redis database currently, right? So this database is used by many of the companies, and many of the companies are not giving the data. For example, it's saying me that 403 forbidden, that is kind of a protected thing, right? But you can see this particular IP address, right, is giving me the data directly, right? You can see it is giving me the Redis version, it is giving me the server version, and obviously if I just open this result, and move down, and this is the redis key value store. So this is kind of a database, and let's see if this is having some of the data here. So let's go down, and this is having 4 key spaces. That means this is not having any kind of data, right? Only the backup keys are there. So I guess this must not be you must not be able to understand what is this, but this is kind of a database, right? If you learn what is redis database, right, you will be able to understand what this is. This is basically a log, right? If we get access to redis database, we get this log and we get these things, right? So that's how easy it is to get information about something. There are 3 ports that are currently open on this website, right? There is SSH open, there is this 3306 open, and this port is doing nothing, just a TCP port, right? And the server is from Tencent, right? The server is coming from Tencent Shanghai, and through this thing we were able to get into a PUBG. That when BGMI was launched in India, in the time, it was the time of August or September, I guess, like 2020 one. And what we did, we were just going into this particular thing. We were finding the data from Tencent. We got some servers, we got some IP addresses, we got into redis database, and going into that particular redis database, we found some of the uh, data that was a real time data, that people who the people who were playing the game were the data was getting stored on that particular server. So we was able to find that particular data. And even if I just log into my readers desktop manager, currently the data is still visible, right? So that data was routed through Amazon. Let me just go through this. Okay, let's see what data was it. Yeah, here. So I got this dv0 having 62 things, and 4 are the backup files, but this 59 device, I was having a data here. And you can see I'm getting kind of a location data, right? And all this data is a real-time data that is being you know given to me. And what is real-time data, for people who don't know what is real-time thing? Basically, when you order some food from Swiggy, or when you are driving, when you are just ordering any Ola or Uber or Rapido, right, you see a little icon, little car moving in the map, right? When you order food from Swiggy or Zomato, you see a little icon that is moving in the map, that the person is delivery person is coming to you, right? So how do you get that particular data? That is kind of a real time database that is working, right? From the application that delivery person is having, his data gets uploaded to a database, and that database sends you the data that where is the delivery person right now. So there is a middle database there, right? So Tencent was sending all the data back to Amazon server, Amazon's India server, because Amazon India server is fastest to all the Indian people, right? And then this Indian server was sending the data back to their phones, that where is the second person located, and what are the other data that I can just see. So here you can see that is the data that I just got directly through Shodan, right? So this is how I could just go through, and I could just find some of the data, some of the possibilities, where I can just find some of the data that is lying on internet, right? So we could also use Maltego to search for websites, and Maltego is a really good tool which allows me to gather information in such a pretty way that it shows me basically maps, right? If I get on with a website, it basically shows me some maps, and it basically shows me how I can go over these maps. So you can see here, right? I just type in one IP address, and with that one IP address I see a whole list of map going on, that where I am leading to all kind of DNS servers, or kind of services that that particular website is currently using, everything, right? But that is done in Maltego, and Maltego can be downloaded on Windows as well. Maltego can be downloaded on it's already it already comes inbuilt with your Kali Linux, right? And you can use into Kali Linux with Maltego, but that is kind of basically community version, so would not be having all the tools, right? On Discord we have provided a link for Maltego Pro that works on Windows, so you can just directly download it, right? How can you get the IP address of particular website? That's really easy, right? If you want to get IP address of particular website, just ping it, right? For example, let's go to CMD, and what I want to do, I want to get the IP address of hackersvilla.xyz. What I will be doing, just ping hackersvilla.xyz, and here I got the IP address of the website. So easy, right? And when I got this IP address, I can just copy this IP address, right? And even if you want to get IP address of google.com, see, here is the IP address of google.com, right? So if I want to scan hackersvilla.xyz currently, this is the IP address that we just got, right? So let me just copy, right? So I've copied this. Let me just scan it through Nmap. I can scan it through Nmap, and through this Nmap I will be getting different ports that this website is currently having opened. And with that particular port, if I can just go through and hack into that particular port, right? So SSH port number 22 is open, port number 18 for HTTP is open, that is running the website. Port number 443 for HTTPS running the SSL is open. Port number 5000 on which our database is working, that is also open. So these are the ports that are currently open, and if there is some exploit that is there, we could use Metasploit framework for that, and we could hack into that particular server. So day before yesterday we had a session on Metasploit, and we used some exploit to hack into Windows. But if we have exploit for example, I want to hack into SSH, right, I could also do that as well, right? So that's how you can just go through all these things. And this is really easy when you want to hack particular things or hack particular accounts, right? So I guess काफी कुछ सीखा होगा सबने, right? I guess you people must have learned something new or learned gathering information. As we can see, there were 100 people when we started, right? And it's dropped to 60. Currently we are having 20 people on YouTube as well. So uh, if you people learn something new, just give me a yes or give me some emoji in the chat box, right? If you learned something new today, if you thought if you thought that you were protected in all kind of ways, right? But now you are understanding that no, you're not protected, your passwords are not safe, that you want to change your password ahead, right? So obviously, the things that are on the internet is really really dangerous, and all your data that is over the internet is dangerous. You have to change your passwords. If you are having same passwords, right, on many websites, that is a very very harmful thing that could harm your really bad. Because obviously if somebody gets your password, you could be using that same password everywhere, right? And most of the time, by this thing, a lot of elderly people are affected, right? Even my mom dad doesn't want to change their password in different scenarios, right? Because they just want to use internet, they just want to go ahead with the same thing. They are teachers, right? And what they want, they just want to log in into their Zoom, they just want to log in their Google Meet, and they just want that to basically access the internet. Why are they'll be bothering about the passwords, right? And they are getting more hacked into because they are not having that information. So that is the particular thing, right? How do you store it mobile and Windows? You can just download Tor network. There is a Tor website, you can just go over it and you can download the Tor, and they just give it for free, right? Okay, is using my main machine for hacking safe, or I should use another machine? Hacking करने के लिए if you're using your own machine, that's good, but that would be more cool if you're having a virtual machine installed. And in that virtual machine, if you are going for hacking, for example, personally when I go into hacking, I use my Kali machine here, right? I don't use my Windows machine for surfing or for all the purposes. So if anything goes wrong, it would be going wrong in your Kali machine, not your Windows machine, right? Can we install Kali Linux type software on MacBook? Obviously, hacking is more smooth when you are using a MacBook, right? Is hacking into uh, hacking into Proctured server possible? I really don't know about Proctured, what you are talking about, Ritesh. If you could just explain a bit, I could answer your question. Right. So let's move let's move a step forward. And can we install Kali in Windows 7? Obviously, you can install Windows 7 in Windows 7, right? You could install directly a virtual machine with which you have. You just need to have minimum 4 GB of RAM. If you have less, you have to install Parrot, right? Otherwise, Kali would be hanging a lot. So let's move ahead and let's see what we are having next for you guys, and for the people who are staying till the end, for the people who are here till the end, for all the 50%, for 60% people that are left, we have something coming for you, right? Any lecture of yours? Okay, so Kushagra, we have the sessions that are regularly going on, right? These sessions are regularly going on from 11th of January, and we are doing all these daily sessions. Obviously, we are having sessions till 24. You can follow our Discord channel, and there will be pasting, there will be broadcasting the links and things when we are having the sessions, right? What are the disadvantages of using a virtual machine? There are no disadvantages of using a virtual machine, rather there are many advantages, right? So, Ansari, if you're facing problem installing Windows 7, installing Kali in your Windows 7, just let me know. I'll just ping any of the admin in the group you are currently in, and once we get time, we'll just reply you with your solution, what you're facing, right? So let's go ahead and let's see what we are currently having. So in these 1 hour sessions, obviously the time is limited, the content is limited, and even I have a meeting currently scheduled at 7:30, so I have to go as well, right? But for the people who are really interested into ethical hacking, right, just give me a yes for the people who are really interested into ethical hacking, who wants to continue this further, right? I'm not talking about the people who don't want to, or just typing yes because I am just saying, or the people who want just to look cool while doing hacking. I'm not talking about you. I'm just talking about the people who really want to continue this ethical hacking thing, and really taking this seriously, that yes, I want to go into hacking, I want to make it my career, I want to make my passion my profession, right? So for those people, what we are doing here, right, I know that if you are having so much seriousness about that one skill that you want to go ahead, and you could have that feeling for that particular thing, yes, I want to go into hacking and I can do anything for this thing, right? If I have to spend 500 rupees, if I have to spend 1000 rupees to learn something new, yes, I'll be doing that because I am interested into hacking. So we are looking for those people who are ready to do something, who are ready to invest something, who are ready to invest on their skill, not on us, not on anybody else in the world, but on their skills, right? We are not talking about the people who are just typing yes, and who are just typing yes for looking cool, right? So if I just talk about it, right, we are having a boot camp for you guys, right? And that boot camp basically is a very good thing, because obviously that boot camp, in we will be having 2 hours session daily, and we are starting this boot camp from 26th of January, going on to 30th of January. Obviously the boot camp will be fun, a lot of fun, and obviously in the boot camp we just take some quality people who really want to have something, right? So 26th of January we'll be having networking session, and all these 5 days are just for 499, and even this 499 tag can be free for you. People are registering this in free. We'll be just telling you in a while that how you can get this thing for free as well. So let me just first of all explain you what all we'll be doing. I'll be the mentor for the bootcamp as well. So 26th January we'll be going on to computer networking, right? And we'll be seeing what is networking, what is computer networks, for the people who are very new to this field, and for the people who are beginning into this field. This is a very good opportunity, because not every time we take basics into our boot camp, right? So this boot camp is designed in such a way that we are going from the very basics, right? 26th January networking से हम लोग start करने वाले हैं. 27th January will be going into cryptography, राइट. 28th January को हम लोग बग हंटिंग के बारे में बात करने वाले हैं. विल बी टॉकिंग अबाउट बग हंटिंग, विल बी टॉकिंग अबाउट हाउ आई गॉट सम bugs that are really working on internet right now, how I got OTP misconfiguration, authentication misconfiguration, right? How I could able to bypass some OTPs in Swiggy and in PVR's official website right now, right? And we'll be talking about VAPT on 29th of January. We'll be talking how I can hack into any Android phone directly through Metasploit, right? So we'll be talking about all these things in the bootcamp, and right, and in on 30th of January we'll be talking about phishing and spoofing, how to fish spoof your IP addresses, what are some phishing tools that are available on GitHub, how could I install them, what is cloud security, and 31st of January will be going to be a great day, because 31st of January will be ending this month. We'll be ending this month with a blast. We'll be having one more grand session, one more special, what I can say, a special session, a surprise session for you people, that we are going to conduct for the very first time in our bootcamp series, right? And the session will be on dark web and anonymity. We'll be going on to different websites, we'll be going on to different servers, we'll be setting up Tor network, and we'll be going on to different websites. That would be really fun, right? And I would be just showing you how I can just go through many of the things, right? Just in the dark web, and I can just see what is going on. Like, some people say there is Mariana's web, some people say there is this, there is that. We'll be clearing all the myths, right? So that is the thing. If you want to register for the bootcamp, you can just directly go over to this bootcamp. You'll be getting all the recorded sessions for bootcamp. You can directly go to the link. For the people who are interested, for the people who are really, very want to just seriously, for example, Samarth, okay, you seriously want to learn hacking, right? Prashant, my contact number, our contact number, basically we are admins of the group, you can just get it there, right? So you can get these things, and I'm really excited now to call Aditi onto the mic, and she would be explaining you how you can get this seat for free, this 499 seat for free. So over to you, Aditi.
So, initially, we are super grateful for you people that you stayed till the end. And now, moving forward onto the bootcamp part, बेसिकली जितना आपने अभी बूट का आई मीन जो वेबिनार आज का अटेंड किया उससे आपने ये चीज समझ ली होगी कि वी हैकर्सुला एज अ ब्रांड इज रीनेमिंग एंड गिविंग अ डिफरेंट idea of ethical hacking and cyber security. I mean, what kind of it actually is. Like, it's totally practical. मतलब आपने अगर पहले कभी वेबिनार अटेंड किया होगा ethical hacking cyber security पे, yesterday also we got reviews कि वहाँ पर सिर्फ थ्योरी बता के हिस्ट्री बता के चले जाते हैं, एंड यहाँ पर they get to learn the practical stuff about the same thing, है ना? और आपको अगर आपको पहले से भी आती है चीजें तो भी आपको कुछ नया सीखने के लिए मिल ही गया होगा. आई एम प्रीटी श्योर अबाउट दैट, राइट? या आपको उसी चीज को करने का एक दूसरा वे मिल गया होगा, है ना? तो मूविंग फॉरवर्ड टू द बूट कैंप, बिकॉज यहाँ पर एज द मेंटोर ऑलरेडी सेड कि जो भी हम लोग करते हैं उसमें दो चीजें इंक्लूडेड होती है कि आप लोगों की बेसिकली आपका फैसिनेशन है या फिर इंटरेस्ट है, राइट? सो बूट कैंप इज बेसिकली कंडक्टेड विद दैट मोटिव ओनली कि आप लोगों को एक बार डिफरेंशिएशन पता लग जाए, बिकॉज ही ऑलरेडी सेड कि हम लोग को कूल नहीं दिखना है ना? The point here is, if you are getting the feeling that yes, you want to be that and you want that career in ethical hacking cyber security, then this means you are serious. So bootcamp is that thing that we are conducting for the people who are actually serious for ethical hacking cyber security and taking up it as a career. चाहे आप आगे सेल्फ लर्निंग करो, है ना? बूट कैंप में आपको कुछ नई चीजें सीखने को मिलेगी, वो भी you guys are super lucky that this is the bootcamp that we are starting with the very basics, because networking first day पे कभी नहीं लिया गया. last time also we took it just a one hour session, एक extra में हमने लिया था, उसमें हमने networking रखा था, networking और उसमें भी थोड़े facts वगैरह रखे थे, ऐसे बहुत डीपली नहीं रखा था, ठीक है? तो फर्स्ट डे पे आप लोगों को नेटवर्किंग मिल रहा है, दैट मीन्स यू आर सुपर सुपर लकी, बिकॉज नेटवर्किंग स्टैंड्स टू द बेसिक्स of ethical hacking and cyber security, right? Secondly, कि बेसिक्स क्यों इतने ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट, बिकॉज हम लोगों को ये चीज पहले ही पता है कि अगर किसी बिल्डिंग की फाउंडेशन जितनी ज्यादा स्ट्रांग होगी उतनी ज्यादा ड्यूरेबल वो बिल्डिंग होगी, है ना? ज्यादा टाइम तक रहेगी वो, है ना? ज्यादा स्ट्रांग रहेगी. और अगर आपकी बेसिक्स पे कमांड है, सो वी आर, आई मीन दिस बूट कैंप इज ऑन टू द बेसिक्स फॉर द पीपल हु आर जस्ट द बिगनर्स. उनके लिए तो बहुत ही ज्यादा अच्छी चीज है, और जो लोग बिल्कुल इंटरमीडिएट या प्रो पे है और उन लोगों को लग रहा है, लेकिन उनके लिए भी हमने जो है क्रिप्टोग्राफी और बग हंटिंग ये वाली सारी चीजें इंक्लूड किया, तो जो बिगनर है उसको भी समझ में आएगी और जो बिगनर नहीं है उसको भी समझ में आएगी. नो, इट डोंट रिक्वायर एनी कोडिंग बैकग्राउंड. जितनी आपको रिक्वायर्ड होगी कोडिंग, वो चीज आपको इसमें बता दी जाएगी, और उतना आप या तो प्रैक्टिस के बाद भी कर सकते हो. फॉर एग्जाम्पल इफ वी आर हैविंग ए सेशन ऑफ 2 आवर्स, राइट, 2 आवर्स का आपका सेशन हम लोगों ने 6 डेज तक रखा. अगर डेली आप 6 डेज तक भी जो टॉपिक पढ़ाया है उसको बाद में खुद से प्रैक्टिस करके देखते हो कि अच्छा सर ने ये बताया था, क्या ये असली में भी होता है, ऐसे होता है, बिकॉज रिकॉर्डिंग्स विल बी प्रोवाइडेड टू यू, राइट. सो द बेनिफिट्स दैट यू विल बी गेटिंग आर ई सर्टिफिकेशन यू विल बी गेटिंग, right? Or Hackazilla is IS certified brand, so you will be having that certification only. That will be valid in your CV. कोई भी CV में आप इंक्लूड करोगे, किसी जॉब के लिए कर रहे हो, किसी इंटर्नशिप के लिए कर रहे हो, तो सर्टिफिकेट विल बी वैलिड. सेकेंडली, आपको रिकॉर्डेड सेशंस प्रोवाइड किए जा रहे हैं, 60 डेज तक एक्सेसिबल रहेंगे, नॉन डाउनलोडेबल होंगे, बट आपकी जो ईमेल आईडी है उस पर आप 60 डेज तक उनको देख सकते हो. देन उसके बाद डिस्काउंट्स आपको मिलेंगे कोर्स पे. यू कैन विजिट आवर वेबसाइट, उस पर आप जाते हो, आप एडवांस कोर्स देखते हो, उसका प्राइस है ना 20,000 तक. तो उस पर आपको आई एश्योर यू दिस थिंग कि 50% से ज्यादा डिस्काउंट आपको बूट कैंप में मिलेगा ही मिलेगा इफ यू बिकम अ पार्ट ऑफ द बूट कैंप, राइट. और अगर आप सोच रहे हो, सो वी एक्चुअली वांट द सीरियस पीपल बिकॉज दे विल आल्सो बी गेटिंग द पेड टूल्स एज वेल. प्राइस की अगर हम बात करें तो 499 है पर डे, 100 आता है, ठीक है. और अगर हम 6 डेज का काउंट करते हैं तो वो 100 से भी कम में चला जाता है, राइट. एंड इफ वी एक्चुअली सी कि इतना तो 100 200, अगर कोविड ना होता, हम कॉलेज जा रहे होते, ट्रैवलिंग में हमारे 200 रुपीज या 100 इतने तो लगते ही हैं डे के. दोज हु आर फ्रॉम दिल्ली दे मस्ट बी नोइंग कि मेट्रो का एक बार का 40 50 तो होता ही होता है ना. सो उससे भी आपका ऑलमोस्ट कम पे आ रहा है चार्ज. एंड लास्ट थिंग, हाउ यू कैन गेट दिस सीट ऑफ 499 फॉर फ्री. वेरी सिंपल थिंग. एक बार मैं अपनी पूरी बात कंप्लीट कर लूं, उसके बाद आप कोई भी इससे रिलेटेड कि कैसे आपको फ्री करना है, अगर नहीं समझ आता तो आप पोस्ट करना चैट बॉक्स में, ठीक है. सो how you can get this seat for free. I see you guys are super excited to know the same. And एक सिंपल सी चीज है कि यू जस्ट हैव टू क्रिएट 2 रेफरल्स. ओके, जैसे यू आर अ पर्सन हु इज इंटरेस्टेड इनटू द फील्ड ऑफ साइबर सिक्योरिटी, सो यू मस्ट बी हैविंग फ्रेंड्स, है ना, 2 3 4 फ्रेंड्स होंगे जो इंटरेस्टेड होंगे सेम फील्ड में. सो nothing much you have to ask, या फिर आप पूछ सकते हो, या फिर they can attend our next webinars, and if they feel interested about the boot camp they can themselves register for the boot camp. तो अगर आपके 2 फ्रेंड्स पे करते हैं 499 for attending the boot camp themselves, then you will get your seat for free, right. So if you have any doubts regarding the same stuff, आप लोग एक बार मेरे से पूछ सकते हो चैट बॉक्स में. एंड आई नो जो एंड तक सुन रहा है बात को, वही जना इंटरेस्टेड है साइबर सिक्योरिटी में आगे बढ़ने के लिए. जिन्होंने लीव कर दिया, बहुत सारे ने लीव कर दिया, 60 पीपल थे, वी हैव 35 नाउ. if you have any of the doubts, do type in the chat box everyone. सब. and also type yes if my point is clear कि 2 फ्रेंड्स को आपको रेफर करना है, या फिर आप उसको बोल सकते हो कि रेफरल क्रिएट करने हैं 2, राइट. You will get the certificate of the bootcamp or of the webinar. Of the webinar, you will be getting once the series is completed, like of the daily webinars. Once the series is complete, we will send the certification of the webinars. Of the bootcamp, once the bootcamp is finished, like on 31st, you will be getting the certificates. Any other doubt? यू जस्ट हैव 2 to 3 days, है ना, थोड़ा सा अपने आप को टाइम में आपको बाउंड करना पड़ेगा. रीजन बीइंग, अगर आपको रेफरेंस क्रिएट करने हैं तो रीजन बीइंग इसका एक बहुत मेजर रीजन ये है कि सीट्स आर रियली रियली लेस. ओके, येस्टरडे ओनली हम लोग यही बता रहे थे कि कुछ 10 सीट्स इंक्रीज हुई है और कुछ 4 5 बची थी, तो उसमें से कल 2 फिल हो गई थी, तो आप 5 में से माइनस कर लो, 3 4 सीट्स ही बची है, ठीक है. और मैक्सिमम अगर कोई रिक्वेस्ट आती है हमारे पास कि रेफरल क्रिएट हो गए हैं, उन्होंने पेमेंट कर दिया, देन ओनली वी विल इंक्रीज द सीट बाय 1 or 2, राइट. सो यू जस्ट हैव, आपको लेके चलना पड़ेगा कि 3 सीट्स. एंड इफ यू फील अ लिटिल बिट डाउट ऑन योरसेल्फ कि यस यू कैन नॉट, मतलब आपके फ्रेंड्स जो है वो लास्ट मोमेंट पे डिच कर देंगे या कुछ, है ना. सो एवरीवन विल बी गेटिंग द सर्टिफिकेट. तो आप एक सिंपल चीज कर सकते हो कि आप अभी के लिए अपना अमाउंट पे करके अपनी सीट रिजर्व कर लो. वंस योर फ्रेंड्स डू द पेमेंट यू विल गेट योर रिफंड, है ना. जितना आपने किया होगा 499 उतना आपको रिफंड हो जाएगा अगर आपके पेमेंट जो फ्रेंड्स ने पेमेंट किया वो वेरीफाई हो जाएगी. So you just have to say into your mind that yes, only the three seats are left, and if you are serious about the same, you need to fill this, right? Because you will be learning a lot. I mean, last time के बहुत अच्छे reviews थे. Yes, even the most of the people for the bootcamp who are registering for the bootcamp, they are beginners. So we'll be keeping it beginners oriented totally, and every topic is standalone. Along with that, अगर आपको लगता है कि आपको इंस्टेंटली समझ नहीं आया 2 घंटे में, तो आप रिकॉर्डेड सेशंस देख सकते हो 60 डेज के लिए. 60 डेज में तो बहुत अच्छे से समझ आ ही जाएगा. They're totally topics are also standalone, and the मतलब जो पूरा boot camp है that is also beginner oriented. Any other doubts? If no one is having any doubt, just type N in the chat box, N for no. Okay, so we can wrap up with the session till here, and thank you everyone for staying till the end. I hope to see you people in the bootcamp itself and in the further sessions that we are conducting till 24th. So thank you everyone.